right, so this is step 2 of putting in a new sponsorship. I've already gone through the steps of adding in the client, so view the other video if you need instructions on that. So once we've gotten the client input, I'm going to go over to proposals. And we're going to go up to the top right, add unsubmitted. Make sure you choose the one without the circle around it. You're just choosing that other one that I clicked. We're going to find the client that we just put in. I don't know. Who should we choose? Bugs Be Gone. Sure. So we're going to choose our client, and that's automatically going to put in some of this information. It's nice because it automatically kind of pops up anything that might absolutely need to be filled in. So right here, we're going to put in a program sponsor. Obviously, there are some circumstances that you would look at different rate cards, but for the most part, unless there's something special going on, we're just going to choose program sponsor. For version, you're going to put in your region. I'm in region 3, so I'm going to select region 3. If you had a sponsor that was doing more than one region, like let's say, you know, they were in your home area, but they also wanted to have some airings in region 4, then choose all regions. But otherwise, if they're just within your region, you'll select that. All right. We're going to go into profitability. This is basically just you putting in what percentage of a chance do you think they're going to sign. Now, I would typically say if you're going through the work of putting this in the system, you're probably at like 75, 100% chance that they're going to sign it. So, oops, we'll put in the probability there. This box up here is where you would input if they're getting a specific discount. Obviously, the 52-week contract is the most common one. They get a 5% discount if they sign on for a whole year. Otherwise, that is the main thing you're looking for. The rest of this, I think, is all set. Then you're going to hop over to Spot Lines. It's where you're going to click this bow right here, and you're going to hit the Add button. We're going to choose a start date. It must be at least 2 weeks out. Typically, it should be 2 weeks out from the time that you get their signature. So even if you mailed it to them Monday, if they didn't get back to you for a day or two, you're already within that 2-week window. So keep that in mind. I honestly do more like 3 weeks, just so I'm not stressed out, not scrambling. So, you know, making sure you're at least 2 weeks out. And then we're going to put in the weeks. Let's say they're doing 52 weeks. They want to do a full year. And then we're going to choose the station. If you had chosen all regions, then you would have more of an option here. But I just selected region 3, so that's why it's populating that way. Once you've got that information in, we're going to hit spots. And this is where we get to choose what are they doing. So most of these spots have 2 spots because they air at the top and the bottom of the hour. Certain ones are only 1 spot. So it's up to you to know which ones those are. But let's just say we're doing Kids Corner. It's Saturday a.m. When you do that, it's automatically going to populate out some numbers. What's nice is you can click the Inputs button and it'll elaborate a little bit. And this is where like you could go in if for some reason they were getting a special rate. That's where you would put it in right there. But we're not doing anything special. The 52-week discount will apply at the end. You do not need to do anything custom there. Let's see, what else am I? See, and it actually shows how many total spots are they getting over that time? It's double 52, right? Because there's technically 2 spots at the top and the bottom of the hour. So this is really your annual rate of what they're going to get. And it's about $22.50 per airing. Now on their rate card, it says it's $45. But again, we charge them per spot. So that's why it's showing up as the half amount. So really it is $45 per sponsorship, if that makes sense. So I'm looking at that. That is correct. The next thing that we need to do is we actually need to go in, and once we've got that squared up, we're going to click the one that we've chosen. And you'll do this multiple times if they're choosing more than one program. And this is where I go through and enter my block out dates. So common ones would be Share-a-thon or holidays, or you get this list from Terry. She provides them an updated version periodically. I'm not doing this correctly, but just for an example, let's say, oh, this Saturday we have a special event going on and we aren't doing our kids corner that day. So you would just mark it 0, and that little check mark comes up to say, okay, there's nothing being aired that day. And you would go all the way through the 52 weeks. So an entire year's worth of block out dates you would go through and mark it that way. Once you've accomplished that, you're going to go back to detail. Sometimes this will automatically adjust. So I like to go in, and if it's changed at all, I type it in again. 52 weeks is what we want. And I think that would be good to go. So once you've completed it, you'd hit the check marks right here. You'd hit save. And at that point, it's in the system, but it's saved as unsubmitted. So I don't really want to check that box because this is just a test, but I'm going to cancel this. Here's an unsubmitted one as an example. Sometimes it takes a minute to populate, so just kind of hit refresh, give it a few minutes. After a few minutes, when you're in proposals, it will show up here under unsubmitted. And how to share it with your client is this button right here. This little calendar, you're going to select proposal, contract, confirmation. You're going to hit run, and it should automatically start downloading. Now, this is the document that you're going to give the client to sign. And what's nice about this is it actually shows the breakdown of exactly when they're airing and exactly what they're going to be billed by every month. I like to give them the average. You're going to be paying about $250 a month. But that's give or take. For instance, if we had Share-a-thon that month and 4 of their airings didn't go, then it's going to be a less amount. But as you can see, this example that someone has in the system right now, it can see that they're airing in Region 7 only, and they're doing Tuesdays and Fridays. I can see the total amount of airings, the rate, the amount, and look, it breaks down. So this is April right here. So for April, they're going to get charged $240. May jumps up to $290, June $240. So as you can see, there is variation, but this is a great way to look at it. It does give the summary here at the very bottom as well, where it breaks down in a simpler format to read the gross amount. You can see the discount that was applied. Always be double checking that. This looks like a year-long contract, which is why you're seeing that 5% discount. And it is nice because it does show you the overall discount that they received throughout the year, the total amount they're going to be billed, the total amount of spots that they had. And right down here is where you're going to have them sign, title, date. Once you've had this signature submitted, that's when you can go back in here, click into your unsubmitted, and you're going to hit this button, submit. A little pop-up form is going to populate, and you're just going to hit, I think it's just okay or something. You're basically just submitting it to Terry to review one last time, and that's the process.